Before heaven had a shape, before hell had a name, before angels fell or demons arose, there was already a battle. Not a battle of swords, but a war inside the universe itself. Good versus evil, truth versus the lie, light against darkness. Most people believe these ideas belong to Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. But more than 2,500 years ago, long before Jesus, long before Muhammad, and even before much of the Hebrew Bible took its final form, there was already a religion that spoke of one supreme God, a final judgment, heaven and hell, free will, and the end of the world. Almost no one talks about it. Its name was Zoroastrianism. It was once the official faith of the largest empire the world had ever seen. It shaped kings, laws, and entire civilizations. And yet today, it survives only in small, fragile communities scattered across Iran and India. Here is the unsettling part. If you remove Zoroastrianism from history, Judaism would not look the same, Christianity would not sound the same, and Islam would not think the same about the end of time. Angels, demons, Satan, paradise, apocalypse, all of them passed through this ancient faith first. So how did a religion that once ruled the world become almost invisible? Around 2000 to 1500 BCE, the lands stretching from the Iranian plateau to Central Asia were home to Indo-Iranian tribes, nomadic peoples who lived close to nature and even closer to fear. Life was brutal. Droughts erased entire clans. Disease arrived without warning. So people looked for explanations, believing the world was ruled by many divine forces. Sacrifices were offered not out of love, but out of survival. Truth mattered less than appeasement. These early Iranian religions shared deep roots with the ancient Vedic traditions of India. Deities like Mitra and Indra existed on both sides of the cultural divide. But something began to fracture, and someone dared to ask a far more dangerous question. What if the gods themselves were wrong? The Prophet. Somewhere in eastern Iran, there lived a man who found the world deeply broken. His name was Zoroaster, or in his own language, Zarathustra. He was likely born into a priestly family sometime between 1500 and 1000 BCE. He watched animal sacrifices performed in the name of gods who seemed to reward violence. He listened to hymns praising deities who protected warriors but ignored the innocent. And instead of accepting it, he rejected it. Around the age of 30, Zoroaster experienced a vision that would redefine religion itself. He encountered a being not among many gods, but above all of them, a supreme singular force. Ahura Mazda, the wise lord. Not a god of chaos or fear, but a god of truth, order, and moral clarity. Zoroaster taught that existence was ruled not by random divine whims, but by a cosmic moral struggle between Ahura Mazda, the embodiment of truth and righteousness, and Ahura Mazda, the destructive spirit of lies and corruption. But here was the radical part. Humans were not spectators, they were participants. For the first time in recorded religious history, morality was placed at the center of the universe. Every thought, every word, every action mattered, not because gods demanded it, but because the future of existence depended on it. Instead of ritual purity, Zoroaster emphasized ethical purity. Instead of sacrifice, responsibility. Instead of blind obedience, choice. His teachings were preserved in hymns known as the Gathas, the oldest part of the Avesta, Zoroastrianism's sacred text. They are not triumphant or imperial. They are introspective, philosophical, deeply human. Zoroaster speaks not like a conqueror, but like a man struggling to convince a violent world to change. Early on, he faced fierce opposition. Priests accused him of heresy. Warriors mocked his rejection of violence. For years, his religion survived among only a small circle of followers. It might have died there, but history had other plans. The Age of Empires. In 550 BCE, a relatively unknown Persian king changed world history forever. His name was Cyrus the Great. Cyrus conquered vast territories stretching from Anatolia to Central Asia, but instead of ruling through terror, he ruled through legitimacy. He respected local religions, restored temples, and freed captive populations. Most famously, after conquering Babylon in 539 BCE, he allowed the exiled Jews to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. This was not normal behavior for an ancient conqueror. Many historians believe it was deeply influenced by Zoroastrian ethics. The famous Cyrus Cylinder, often called the first charter of human rights, reflects a worldview of justice, righteousness, and moral kingship, core Zoroastrian ideas. If Cyrus gave Zoroastrianism legitimacy, his successor gave it structure. Darius I, who seized the Persian throne in 522 BCE, was explicit about his beliefs. In inscriptions carved into stone, most famously at Behistun, Darius repeatedly invokes Ahura Mazda as the source of his authority. Not a pantheon, not many gods, one supreme wise lord. For the first time, religion, morality, and imperial governance were fused into a single system. During this Achaemenid period, fire, already sacred in ancient Iranian tradition, took on new meaning. No longer worshipped as a god, it was revered as a symbol of truth, light, and divine presence. Fire temples appeared across the empire. The afterlife was also reimagined. Souls would face judgment after death, crossing the Chinvat Bridge, where good deeds and bad deeds were weighed. For the righteous, the bridge widened, leading to paradise. For the wicked, it narrowed into torment. But unlike later traditions, punishment was not eternal. At the end of time, a savior figure, the Saoshyant, would appear, evil would be destroyed, the dead resurrected, and the universe purified in a final act of cosmic renewal. This was not despair, it was hope. Evil would not last forever. Truth would win. The Quiet Revolution. The most profound impact of Zoroastrianism was not military, it was intellectual. When Cyrus conquered Babylon in 539 BCE, he inherited a large Jewish population. Many Jews remained within the Persian world and encountered Zoroastrian ideas firsthand. Before the exile, Judaism had very little emphasis on angels, demons, heaven, hell, or a final cosmic judgment. Death was shadowy. Evil was often attributed directly to God. After the Persian period, Jewish theology transformed. Angels gained names and hierarchies. Evil became personified. The afterlife gained structure. Concepts like Satan as an adversary, resurrection of the dead, and final judgment appear most clearly in later Jewish texts, such as the Book of Daniel, written during or after Persian rule. Christianity then emerged from this transformed Jewish worldview, inheriting these ideas almost intact. The struggle between God and evil, angels and demons, a savior figure, an apocalypse, a final purification, even the concept of the Messiah resonates powerfully with the Zoroastrian Saoshyant. The Book of Revelation reads almost like a Zoroastrian vision filtered through Christian symbolism. When Islam emerged in the 7th century CE and Arab armies conquered Persia between 633 and 651 CE, Zoroastrianism lost state support almost overnight. but its worldview remained embedded in Persian culture. Islamic concepts of angels, judgment, heaven, hell, and resurrection aligned naturally with existing Zoroastrian frameworks. Even the Islamic concept of the Sirat, the bridge souls must cross on Judgment Day, closely resembles the Chinvat Bridge. This was not copying, it was continuity. Survival against all odds. With the fall of the Sasanian Empire, Zoroastrians faced their greatest test. Under Islamic rule, they were recognized as people of the book, but subjected to heavy taxes and social restrictions. Slowly, generation by generation, Zoroastrianism began fading from public life. Fire temples were abandoned, priestly schools closed, sacred texts were forgotten. But they did not disappear. Between the 8th and 10th centuries CE, groups of Zoroastrians fled Persia and crossed the sea to western India. These refugees became known as the Parsis, meaning Persians. They preserved fire temples, copied sacred texts, and passed rituals down through families for centuries. By the 19th century, the Parsis had become one of the most influential communities in colonial India, thriving in commerce, science, and industry while fiercely protecting their ancient faith. The living legacy. Today, Zoroastrianism is one of the smallest religions on earth, with estimates ranging from 100,000 to 200,000 followers worldwide. The fire temples still burn, the Gathas are still recited. The ancient ethical formula remains unchanged. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. And yet Zoroastrianism never truly vanished, it simply changed form. If you believe in a final judgment, if you imagine history as a battle between good and evil, if you believe your choices matter beyond this life, then Zoroastrianism already lives inside your worldview. Long before Rome became Christian, long before Mecca became holy, it asked a question no religion had asked so clearly before. What if the fate of the universe depends on human choice? That idea changed everything. Zoroastrianism does not offer miracles or promise conquest, it offers responsibility. Every lie strengthens chaos, every act of truth strengthens order, and every human life, no matter how small, plays a role in the future of the world. In a universe where good and evil are not equal, neutrality is not an option. And that may be Zoroastrianism's most dangerous idea of all.